Hey y'all, be sure to like and subscribe. This is just another book video to add to the homeschool series. So this is the second Monday. We don't do a lot on Mondays, remember, because we have music. We've done a little bit of phonics today, tiny itty bitty smidgen of math, and we've read a chapter in one of our books, and that's what I want to talk about. So I really am lucky that we live like smack dab in the middle of 3 libraries, public libraries, where we live. And during the summer, we got really close to the one in North Carolina because they had an awesome summer reading program and actually offered movies at the lake at where we live. So it's like 5 minutes down the road. So with that being said, we really looked forward to kind of utilizing the library when we homeschooled. And I definitely 10/10 recommend it. I've got a whole freaking shelf of books over here, like millions of books that we've gotten from Imagination Library that I've just bought, that my mom's bought, that he's gotten from when he was in public school and we school, and they're awesome. But the library offers a whole new experience for them. So one thing I want to tell you about experience-wise, like sponging off of the last video with the social myth, taking your kid to the library is one of the most awesome social experiences they can get, because one, they have to kind of act a certain way, like they can't be loud and crazy and running around. So it kind of shows them that in different places there's different rules that you have to kind of go by, and to go you've got to follow these rules. And I kind of explained to mine before we went in there, like, hey, this is a library, this is kind of what I expect out of you. You know, to get along, if you get loud, we're going to have to leave, because this is a library and this is how you act while you're in the library. Okay. It's nice because with my kids, they get really overstimulated, especially around loud noises. And it's really nice because you can go in there, it's quiet, and they're there for a goal. Like, and our goal is always for them to pick out their books for the week or for the next 2 weeks. And they get to participate in different reading activities. Like, they'll have something set out. They have like ABC Mouse on a laptop. They have like computers with ABC Mouse on them. So if I want Ryan to kind of participate in that, they do that for free, and he can do that for like 15-20 minutes while I look in my section. Or they have little reading programs where you can go once a week or twice a week and they read to them. They actually had like a whole reptile exhibit there one time. So there's just lots of awesome learning opportunities at the library. And I like that for him because I actually have him, he's got his own library card, he checks his own books out, and he talks to the librarian. If he's got a certain book that he kind of wants, I help him a little bit look it up, but I encourage them to ask the librarian questions, which they love over there, and it's great. And when they do these read-alongs and stuff like that, he's able to socialize with other children. They do crafts, things like that. So it's an awesome social experience for your kid. As well as when you homeschool, you can get books and check them out that kind of correlates to what you guys are learning. We're not into unit studies quite yet, but I feel like that when we get into unit studies, this is going to be great because I'll be able to get some books that correlate with those unit studies. Right now, our main goal with Ryan in school is to learn to love learning, to be a lifelong learner. He's an early reader, so we do get him some early reading books that me and him can read together, but we also get chapter books that he really likes. So we did a lot of Captain Underpants at first because he's a boy and he loves potty humor. But he got kind of tired of those. Like, we did like 3 or 4 in the series, and I was like, let's try something else, because I didn't want him to get bored. I wanted him to keep getting excited. So a series that I looked into that we're trying for the first time is called Hank the Cow Dog. It's all about this cow dog on a ranch. Like, we did our first chapter today, and there was a death at the ranch. Like, something got into the chicken coop and killed one of the chickens. So they're like, it's kind of a mystery. They're trying to figure out what did it. And it's got a lot of good humor in it, and Ryan really likes it because it's, of course, ranchy and country, and it talks about chickens and farm and whatnot. I like the way they word it because it's really easy to read, and the chapters are short but not too short. If they're too short, then he's going to want to almost read the whole thing in one day. But they're just the right length to where we can read for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and he stays like he's listening. You can tell I've got his interest. And then afterwards, he's like, okay, we'll read another chapter later, or we'll go tomorrow. So every single day we read a chapter. Some days we read 2 chapters. Sometimes at night he'll want to read a chapter before bed, but I always try to do something when Peyton's not here. This is kind of our time together. So we just tried this out. So far he really likes it. These are the early reader books he picked out. They have a whole section with early readers. So we got 2 Pete the Cats, Pete the Cat Goes Camping, and Pete the Cat Super Pete. The words in them. My thing with Ryan is this: we're really trying to build his confidence. And if they're too easy, it's like, no, I don't want to read that. It's too easy. So he kind of likes them because they have at least 2 sentences on each page. It's enough to challenge him without overwhelming him with words. Because if I were to hand him something like this, it would overwhelm him with words. This has got enough picture to keep him interested, and it's enough on each page to make him feel challenged, yet not overwhelming. So that's both Pete's Cats. Person Kenny actually advertised these like on their Facebook page, and I got really interested. And it's the My Weird School or Weirder School series, and there's a ton in the series. So I just got the first one out of the Weirder and the Weirdest. We're gonna see which one he likes. I'm gonna let him pick. We may not read both of these. We may only read one of these this week, but we'll see. But it's Miss Child Is Gone Wild and Mr. Cooper Is Super. So we're gonna see how he likes it. I think he'll like it, number one, because there's a kid named Ryan in it, Kyla. And just like that other book, it's got enough pictures in it to keep him interested. And there's not a ton on each page. So we can knock them out pretty quick. Every single day we read. Reading is a huge part of our homeschool. And I make sure that we get a lot of it in. I can tell since I started being more intentional with these chapter books over the summer that his articulation has gotten better. His vocabulary has gotten a little more broad, and he's slowing down to actually say bigger words that he knows, like words that he knows he can define and knows what they mean now. He tries to slow down and use them correctly. So it's working. I definitely recommend reading every single day in your homeschool because it's worked totally awesome for ours. Peyton even kind of pays attention. He's got his own little library books, but anyway, so these library books, I only got 5 this time for Ryan. It's a few more for Peyton. Will last us anywhere from a week to 10 days, sometimes 2 weeks. Sometimes I'll have to recheck maybe one of these out. But sometimes if we get there and he just loses interest, we'll just trash it and go to the next one. So, but I feel like he's super interested in these. I try to get him, I only got him 2 early readers this week because I knew we were going to be kind of busy. I try to do 3 a week, so at least he can practice reading every other day. So, with that being said, we try to visit the library weekly. One, because it's fun, gets us out the house, and it's a safe kind of spot to go that doesn't have a million people, especially right now with COVID. But 2 weeks at the most is, how far we go. I like our library as well, and check it out if you don't feel comfortable going right now. Our library actually has curbside. I can drop these off, go on their card catalog, tell them what I want, and they'll have them for me. So that's kind of nice because during the week, if I can tell he really likes something, I'll kind of go on and get them to put me down on the list for something. Or these early readers, I'll try to save a few of those because those are the hardest to get of those early readers. So anyway, moral of the story, why I made this video is if you're homeschooling, you should be sure to utilize your local library. I guess even if you're not homeschooling, you should utilize it. But especially if you're homeschooling, it's super helpful. They have so many different genres and just so much that they can do and look for. And I think it really helps build your kids' confidence going and letting them pick out their own books. I feel like last year when Ryan was in public school, he may have done a little better in reading. Like he got good grades, don't get me wrong. I feel like he may have been a little more interested and made it look like he was more interested if he was able to kind of go more interest-led. And that's one reason with my homeschool, we're a little more interest-led. So, that's all I got for y'all today. Utilize your local library. It's great for your kid. It's great for your stress level. It's great for your community. Utilize them. Donate to them. Because I can tell you right now they're underpaid. Y'all have a great day. And thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. See y'all later.